All right, do a little something different with you. How many in the room have livestock, own or manage livestock? Raise your hands, please. Let's see. Okay, how many of those hands that are up, how many of you have already made your heifer replacement decisions for this fall? How many are you going to keep? Raise your hand if you know what you're going to do. Okay, a few hands in the air. I think that's kind of indicative that maybe a majority are kind of stewing on that, wondering what to do. So I've got a few numbers to throw at you just to get you thinking about it. All right, heifer. If we hold back a heifer calf this year, what's she worth at weaning? Give me a number. Doesn't have to be right. 2,000, 1,500. Okay, let's say 1,500. We'll be conservative here. So if we're going to run her till she's a bred heifer the next fall, what are we going to have into her on feed from this fall till next fall? Big round number. $500-600, $500. Okay, so somebody keep the math going. 1,500 plus $500. Okay, what else are we going to have? Let's see. Going to have some vet costs in there. Going to have some bangs costs, some bull costs, maybe a little bit of trucking costs. Certainly some money that's going to be tied up in owning her that we could have invested elsewhere. Some interest cost in her. So let's throw another. Let's see. $200 on top of that to cover it. So we're up to $2,200. Is that right? Okay, so $2,200 is what we're going to have invested in this bred heifer calf by next fall. So, do you keep a heifer calf or not? Well, I think it depends on three things in my opinion, and I'm sure I'm not right, but maybe I'll challenge you with these things. Okay, three things. What's your current stocking strategy relative to your drought risk? Okay, John Ritton developed a model where he suggested that about 60% of the total AUMs on your ranch should be devoted to a static herd, okay, something like a cow-calf herd. So if you're already stocked that level or higher, maybe you want to consider about increasing a more flexible class of cattle than breeding stock. Okay, so that might be one decision that fits into it. The next thing I think is, what's the relative profitability of your cow-calf herd? If you've got an exceptionally profitable cow-calf herd, it probably makes sense to expand that business. If your cow-calf herd is a break-even business or perhaps has been losing money for the last several years, then maybe you don't expand that business. Okay, that's part number two. And then the third part is, what, in my opinion, what is your ratio of fixed assets to working capital? Ranchers, it's very common that we're wealthy on the balance sheet and broke at the bank. Okay, if you're feeling that way, if it's wealthy on the balance sheet and broke at the bank, then your relative ratio of fixed assets to working capital is probably too high on the fixed asset side. So is a cow a fixed asset or is she working capital? Well, the easy decision is, fixed asset is something you hope to keep, and working capital is something you hope to sell. Most of us hope to keep our cows in the fall. Okay, so she's probably a fixed asset unless you're looking at her as a short-term cow. So expanding your proportion of fixed assets to working capital might be a bad decision. So I think it depends on those three things. It also depends on what you think the market's going to be, because this heifer calf we hold back in 2014 is going to produce her first calf in 2016. Okay, so it's not the market today we're concerned about, it's the market she's going to be selling into, producing those calves into 2016, 17, and 18. That's the market that we're interested in knowing what it is. Here's one more interesting number for you. If we've got, let's say we've got $2,500 into this heifer when she's a bred heifer. A cull cow, let's say it's worth $1,500, will be pretty high here. So there's $1,000 difference. Well, how do you calculate depreciation on your pickup? What you buy it for versus what you can sell it for, divided by what? Straight line depreciation, years of service, right? Let's do the same thing on a cow. What we can buy her for, what we can put her into the herd for, $2,500. What we can sell her for, $1,500. Difference of that is $1,000, right? So how many years of service does a cow get? Well, the average person, you guys aren't on average, the average person gets 3. So that's $300 per year cow depreciation before she does anything for you. So managing that cow depreciation is a huge, huge objective on the ranch to increase profitability. So there's some things to think about. There's not a right answer to that, is there? It depends on a lot of things, but challenge your thinking with those things. So thanks, Jim.